I get up to the option to scan my face, but it asks to get closer and closer, but it doesn't do anything. And that's the problem, that it takes a long time to load, and that's where it fails.
At one shelter in Reynosa, they even had to install bright construction lights for people with darker skin to shine on their faces so the app would recognise them. And I've got to say, given the history of everything that's happened in this country ever, it is hard to think of anything more on brand than a US immigration app that scans your face and says, "Not white enough." And none of this is even getting into some of the other issues with the app, like that it's told migrants to report to border stations 1,500 miles away and has made it very difficult for families to get appointments together. And for anyone considering trying to circumvent this process by crossing the border between ports of entry to request asylum, something that, again, is completely legal, now it's in a rule that you just proposed. So if and when Title 42 expires next month, it seems that we're not going back to the way that things were before Trump. Because with Biden's new proposal, we're just entering a different phase of an immigration dystopia, particularly for asylum seekers. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees has said it's inconsistent with the foundational principles of international refugee law and recommended that the government refrain from adopting it. But neither is funneling migrants through an app whose boner icon actually makes sense now, given just how thoroughly it fucks people. They're currently estimated to have a backlog of over 2 million cases. Basically, we badly need actual immigration reform, which means congressional action. But that hasn't happened in decades, and until it does, our immigration system will remain fundamentally broken. But that is too low a bar. Biden should, at the very least, be held accountable to the promises that he made. And the fact is, migrants are going to keep seeking asylum in this country, as they have every legal right to do. And we need to make a choice in whether we are comfortable to continue leaving so many of them in squalor and danger at the border, or whether we are willing to finally fulfil our nation's promise of offering them a safer, more hopeful life in a free country, complete with the single horniest pile of gators in the entire world.